All the games were sellouts anyway. The owners already made their money. Yes and no. Yes, they made their money. But no, they didn't make all their money. If I have an arena that can hold 17,000 and only 10,000 shows, well, that's 10,000 people only getting food, beverage, merchandise. I'd rather have 17,000 contributing to my bottom line with food, beverage, merchandise. I'd rather be selling jerseys and t-shirts and hats and
The Indiana Fever has officially announced that Caitlin Clark will not participate in tonight's Commissioner Cup final against the Minnesota Lynx. This decision comes after days of uncertainty regarding her injury status, creating frustration among fans who had made travel arrangements based on misleading injury reports. Clark's absence from this meaningless exhibition game should have been determined much earlier given the severity of her groin strain. However, both the Fever organization and league officials appear to have deliberately delayed this announcement to maintain fan interest and prevent attendance drops.
Commissioner's Cup tomorrow. Just Aaliyah was just talking about the bag that's on the line. Just how much pride are you guys taking in this, and how bad do you guys want this cup tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we're taking a lot of pride in it. You know, another opportunity to compete, another opportunity to get better, another opportunity to create a first for this franchise. You know, certainly, yes, the added bonus that our players get is a motivation. But the bigger picture, you know, an opportunity to win a championship, a first championship.
Historical data reveals the significant impact Clark's absence has on league performance metrics. During her previous 5-game absence due to quad injury, television viewership declined by 50%, while arena attendance suffered notable decreases. These statistics demonstrate her singular importance to the sport's commercial viability. Arena economics extend beyond simple ticket sales figures. While venues may achieve sellout status regardless of Clark's participation, reduced attendance affects ancillary revenue streams, including concessions, merchandise, and parking. Owners prefer maximizing these additional profit centers rather than accepting diminished crowds.
all this different type of fan stuff, fan gear to 17,000 instead of 10,000. So the WNBA wasn't happy because it's not a good look with one player's out and ratings drop 50%. WNBA is not happy on that front. And then the owners aren't happy on the back half saying, well, I'm losing out on all this money because people aren't showing up. Kathy, do something about this. And Kathy, working for the owners, says, I got you. Say no more. So you know what she did?
League executives likely communicated concerns to Indianapolis management regarding potential revenue losses. The previous attendance decline when Clark missed extended time created pressure on both broadcast partners and venue operators who depend on consistent fan engagement. The communication strategy appears designed to maintain hope among traveling supporters until cancellation becomes unavoidable. Fans driving significant distances or purchasing airline tickets received misleading information about Clark's availability, only learning of her absence after commitment to attendance became irreversible.
Championship here in Indiana, and an opportunity for us to get better and grow.
Talk about getting better against a Minnesota team. How big of a measuring stick game is that going to be for you guys?
It is. It's a measuring stick, absolutely. I mean, they've been the most consistent team in the league. You know, they've been playing great basketball. They've got a lot of continuity with that group. They make it look easy at times with the way that they play on the offensive end and how solid they are on the defensive end of the floor. So it's going to be a great challenge for us.
The news of the
This pattern suggests coordination between league headquarters and team management to minimize financial impact through delayed disclosure. Rather than providing accurate injury timelines, officials maintained vague day-to-day designations despite knowing her unavailability for multiple contests. The medical timeline indicates Clark returned prematurely from her initial quad strain, potentially contributing to subsequent groin complications. Preseason quad issues resurfaced during regular season play, requiring a 5-game absence that may have been insufficient for complete healing.
She slid over there to Indiana. Maybe she wrote a nice worded email and saying, hey, Indiana, I get it. Caitlin Clark's going to miss the next 7 to 10 days with a groin strain. She might miss up to 2 weeks. I understand. But I got the owners pissed. Me personally, we're not too happy the WNBA. We're seeing our public image get tarnished because when Caitlin Clark doesn't play, the ratings just look awful. We got to do something about this. Is what we're going to do, Indiana.
Additional roster complications, including departures for personal reasons and international commitments, forced accelerated returns that likely compromised Clark's physical recovery. Overcompensation for the weakened quad muscle appears to have created stress on surrounding muscle groups, resulting in the current growing strain. Coach Stephanie White's public statements maintained ambiguity despite clear indications Clark would not participate. References to big picture thinking while mentioning potential game time decisions created false hope among supporters who had already committed to attendance. Practice reports confirmed Clark's absence from team activities, yet official communications continued suggesting possible participation. This disconnect between observable facts and public statements demonstrates intentional misdirection designed to preserve commercial interests.
Expansion cities today. This kind of speaks to the health of where this league is trending. Just curious your thoughts on the cities chosen and like where the WNBA is going.
Yeah, it's exciting. I keep thinking back to my early days in this league and playing when Detroit and Cleveland had a team back in those days, and of course Philadelphia. Excited about an opportunity to put a WNBA franchise there. There was a great turnout when the women.
Tomorrow night, how important is that to you and this team, and how much pride are you guys taking in going there?
Clark's injury frequency represents a concerning departure from her previously durable college career. After completing an entire NCAA season without significant health issues, she has now missed 7 of 16 professional contests due to various physical ailments. The timeline reveals a pattern of insufficient recovery periods followed by premature returns that create additional complications. The May 26th quad strain led to a 3-week absence, followed quickly by the June 24th groin injury during competition against Seattle.
Next time she's going to miss games, just say she's day to day. Just say she's day to day. If the fans can't visibly see her leg break in half, just say she's day to day. Let's just keep stringing these people along, bringing them along for the ride, so the attendance doesn't dip, so the ratings don't drop that bad, and we'll just list her as day to day, day to day, day to day. And then when we get to game day, you know what we'll do? We'll list her as...
Current betting markets reflect Clark's absence, with Indiana listed as substantial underdogs against Minnesota. Her offensive production and leadership significantly impact team performance, making her unavailability a crucial factor in competitive outcomes. The broader implications extend beyond single-game impact to questions about player health management and organizational transparency. Prioritizing short-term revenue over long-term player welfare creates ethical concerns about professional sports administration. Fan frustration centers on the delayed disclosure rather than Clark's actual injury status. Supporters understand that injuries occurred during athletic competition, but expect honest communication about player availability to make informed attendance decisions.
And getting a win.
Yeah, it's super important, obviously, to see where we match up against Minnesota, because obviously they're a great team and there's also money on the line. So making sure that you want to leave with the bag. And so for us, it's about focusing on what we need to do, make sure we're playing defense. Obviously, Minnesota, they move well without the ball, they defend well. So we just have to make sure we play an all-around great game.
Have you talked about the bag as a team?
That's the goal right here. I mean, when there's money on the line, what else are you looking at?
About what you might use it.
Cross-country travel arrangements require advanced planning that becomes impossible when accurate information remains unavailable until hours before competition. Supporters investing in flights, hotels, and extended travel commitments deserve reliable updates about star player participation. The economic pressure facing women's professional basketball creates difficult decisions about information disclosure. League growth depends heavily on marquee players, making their absence particularly damaging to commercial prospects. However, sustainable growth requires building fan trust through transparent communication rather than misleading supporters until commitment becomes irreversible. Short-term revenue protection through delayed disclosure may ultimately damage long-term credibility.
as questionable, and then when we get a little bit closer to game time, we'll list her as a game time decision. But then when we're about 6 hours out from the game starting, when people who are driving 5 hours are already 3 hours into their drive, when people who are driving 10 hours to watch are already 5 hours into their drive, when people are flying from Maine to Minnesota and they're currently in the air, when it's too late, that's when
Alternative approaches could include honest injury timelines that allow fans to make informed decisions while implementing other strategies to maintain interest during star player absences. Marketing substitute storylines or highlighting other talented players could preserve engagement without requiring deceptive communication. The current situation demonstrates the challenges facing emerging professional leagues that depend heavily on individual stars rather than established institutional loyalty. Building sustainable fan bases requires balancing commercial needs with honest supporter relationships. Breaking developments have emerged regarding Caitlin Clark's availability for tonight's Commissioner's Cup matchup. The Indiana Fever organization has made an official announcement that effectively ends speculation about the star player's participation status.
No, it's probably once it hits my account, like Mama Boston's she's gonna look at that, so that'll be her job.
With the news of expansion in other cities today, like how cool is that? It just feels like good news as far as that's concerned. It's coming out every year, 3 solid,
Yeah.
East Coast cities.
I mean, it's exciting. I think the league is growing, and I think everyone is tuned in. And once again, it gives more people an opportunity to play in the best league, gives more people an opportunity to say they're professional. And so
Initial expectations suggested head coach Stephanie White might wait until game time before making a final determination. However, those predictions proved incorrect as the franchise moved quickly to clarify the situation for fans and media alike. The team's official statement released on social media platform X provided clear details about tonight's roster status. The communication indicated that Dantron remains unavailable due to international commitments with Brazil's national team, while Clark has been sidelined with a left groin injury that prevents her participation.
We'll say that she's out. That's when we'll say that she's out. We'll wait for the last possible minute. We'll hold off as long as we possibly can. And then we'll say that Caitlin Clark is out. This I'm not a fan of. I can't co-sign this. Because if you actually followed this, you would know there's no way she's coming back today.
This announcement has generated considerable discussion among basketball observers who question the timing and circumstances surrounding recent events. The exact reasoning behind certain decisions remains unclear at this point. Team leadership addressed the significance of tonight's contest during recent media availability sessions. The coaching staff emphasized the importance of this opportunity, highlighting how the Commissioner's Cup represents more than just another regular season game for the organization. The financial incentives attached to Cup success provide additional motivation for players, though leadership stressed that the primary focus centers on competitive achievement. For a franchise seeking its first championship, this tournament offers a meaningful pathway toward that historic accomplishment.
for us, this is great. This is great. So everyone that gets drafted to these teams, I mean, it's just about coming in and continue to do what you do.
How about Minnesota and the task that you guys have playing tomorrow?
Yeah, Minnesota's a great team. They move well. Obviously, they have Fee, and their guards do a great job spacing the floor. And so for us, it's about playing that team basketball, make sure we're moving the ball, making sure they have to work on the defensive end, and then also make sure we're getting stops, because obviously they can score at any angle.
What makes the Pacers so difficult to slow down?
Yeah, I think Fee.
Minnesota presents a formidable challenge as tonight's opposition. The visiting team has established itself as the league's most consistent performer throughout the current campaign. Their balanced approach on both ends of the court, combined with roster continuity, creates significant obstacles for any opponent. The Lynx organization demonstrates offensive efficiency while maintaining defensive solidity. Their seamless ball movement and strategic execution often make difficult plays appear routine. This consistent excellence positions them as legitimate championship contenders.
If you didn't follow this, if you're not lurking all the time, and if you're just a casual fan, you see Caitlin Clark's playing, oh, she's day-to-day, oh, that means she's probably going to be playing by Tuesday, let me get my tickets, let me make my arrangements, boom. And now here we are on Tuesday, she's out. Why even continue to say day-to-day? Just rule her out. Why even bother saying game time decision when we're still 5 hours away from game time to make a decision?
Recent league expansion announcements have generated positive buzz throughout the basketball community. The addition of new markets reflects the sport's growing popularity and creates additional opportunities for professional athletes. Cities like Detroit, Cleveland, and Philadelphia bring rich basketball traditions that should enhance the league's overall profile. Players have expressed enthusiasm about expansion's impact on career opportunities. More franchises mean additional roster spots and increased visibility for the sport. This growth benefits everyone involved, from drafted players to established veterans seeking new challenges. Looking ahead to tonight's contest, team representatives acknowledge the measuring stick nature of facing Minnesota. The financial rewards associated with Commissioner's Cup success provide extra incentive, though competitive pride remains the primary motivating factor.
She's just a great all-around player. I mean, she has that post-up. She can play the three. She can play the four, depending on advantages. Obviously, her fadeaway is pretty great. So for us, it's about making sure we just contain her. I mean, great players are hard to stop. It's just about making sure that you contain them and make it hard.
Not only is it the Commissioner's Cup, but is this a good measuring stick for you guys?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is great. Like I said, they're a great team. So for us, we've had some ups and downs throughout this season already with some games, and so it's making sure that, listen, when you come out here, you have to be ready to go, because
Boston emphasized the importance of executing fundamentally sound basketball against such accomplished opposition. Minnesota's ball movement without possession and defensive intensity require maximum preparation and focus from Indiana's players. The Lynx roster features versatile talents who create matchup problems throughout lineups. Their ability to score from multiple positions and maintain defensive pressure makes them particularly dangerous opponents. Containing their offensive flow while generating consistent scoring opportunities represents Indiana's primary challenge.
Wake up in the morning, she's out, not playing. Talk to us yesterday, she's out, not playing. We need to wait for the last possible minute. Very, very frustrating. It's nasty work, folks. It's nasty work, and I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. The eagerly anticipated Commissioner's Cup final between the Indiana Fever and the Minnesota Lynx could tip off. Well, it is going to tip off.
Finishing around the basket has become a focal point for several Indiana players entering this season. Improved consistency in scoring positions should benefit the team's overall offensive efficiency. Patient decision-making and understanding defensive positioning contribute to better shot selection and conversion rates. The growth process continues for younger players adapting to professional basketball's demands. Rookie seasons typically involve significant learning curves, but steady improvement through practice and game experience builds confidence over time.
Minnesota's that team that you have to make sure you're ready from the jump.
How comfortable do you feel from a finishing perspective heading into the season compared to your past years?
Yeah, it feels pretty great. I think coming into this year, it started off a lot better than last year. And then obviously my rookie season, I feel like your rookie season start, it's always just going to be a rookie season start into this league. And so for me, that was my goal coming into this season, was making sure that I'm consistent around the basket, because the players that we have, the way that our guards can pass the ball, Caitlin can pass the ball, making sure that when I get in the position to
Mental preparation plays an equally important role in player development. Understanding defensive schemes and anticipating opponent adjustments allows for quicker decision-making during actual competition. This cognitive aspect often separates good players from great ones. Family support systems provide crucial foundation for professional athletes navigating unique career demands. Maintaining perspective through both successful and challenging periods helps sustain long-term performance levels.